I know this panel is being repeated tomorrow morning, so if you can't get in today, come back at 11 o'clock tomorrow. But most people seem to be sat down, which is marvellous. So without any further ado, please could we give a very big Los Angeles welcome to Mr. Arthur Darvill.
Hang on, to meet you. Hello. Just lounge on it. Hello. So strong.
How are you finding LA?
Yeah, you know,
It's very laid back.
It's very laid back here. Big sofas. I remember this from yesterday. There's two giant lights. I can't see any of you, which just makes it less nerve-wracking. So, good. That's why they're there.
So have you been finding it?
Well, here,
Yeah.
it's really good fun. People are insane. So, thank you. But yeah, it's really good fun to meet everyone.
Well, I see, you were meant to come out last year, weren't you?
Yeah.
But you then became
I couldn't be
busy.
bothered. No, I was in Belgium.
I was going to say, what have you been busy doing?
Well, at that point, I went to Belgium and filmed a TV show called The White Queen, which I still haven't seen. But I grew a beard, and they said, "Oh, don't cut it off." I was like, "Okay." And then it got horrible and unruly, and then I had long hair, and I turned up, and they said that no one else wanted to have a period haircut for this. Will you have an authentic hairstyle? I just went, yeah. And so they curled my hair, and it was exactly the same hair as my nan's. So I had a beard of my nan's hair, and made it very camp. So I haven't watched it, but I hear it's all right.
Oh, that was fun. So
I
you
was
went
doing that, and then I went to New York for 8 months and did a musical called Once. Thank you. Which was one of the best things I've ever done in my life.
You are one of those annoying people who's pretty much good at anything.
Thanks.
I mean that.
But I'm not. Like, thanks, Scott. I appreciate it. I was about to list off things I'm not good at, but I'm
Yeah,
not
go on.
good.
That'll fill an hour.
Thanks. Me and Scott know each other fairly well, so it's...
Yes.
I can't really dance.
Oh, go on.
No, I know. I can't, I'm very good at it. I'm fairly clumsy. I'm tardy. Yeah.
Well, you're a year late for this.
I'm a year late. Thank you. I kept the anticipation going.
That's true.
Yeah.
So yeah, you went off with that.
I did that, and that was most of last year. So I only finished that in December. But yeah, it was great being on Broadway.
Broadway and Broadchurch.
Broadway and Broadchurch.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you get around.
I have been getting around the past couple of years. It's been amazing since finishing Doctor Who though, because I haven't really stopped. Whether it's kind of coming in to do Big Finish things, or
Nice plug.
Thanks. Or things like Broadchurch and doing plays and things. I've been really busy, which I feel very lucky. So I haven't really had that much time to reflect and miss it, which is why it's quite nice to come to things like this, because I haven't really thought about Doctor Who for ages. Like I see Matt and Karen occasionally, and Steve, and it's nice to catch up. But it's been really odd being asked questions about things that happened 3 years ago. Going, I can't remember. I think I've just been making up answers to all of you.
Well, that's it. That's what most of them do.
Yes.
They've been telling the same stories for 40 years.
A weekend
It's like
of life.
Chinese whispers. They've evolved.
I was amazed. Was anyone here at the panel we did yesterday? With me and Billy just sat and laughed at everyone because. I'm going to sip of water, I think. Thanks. It got so sexual so quickly. There was so much innuendo. I just found it hilarious. Which is not what you're getting with this one. But yeah, I think once you get to telling those
Is it
stories,
not?
depends when we get that 15-minute call. Yeah, so all those stories, are they all exaggerated?
Probably not.
No. Oh, wow.
So, Arthur, what are your smutty stories from Doctor Who?
Well, we were just talking about I can't say.
No. Well,
But there are some.
there you go, that's all you need. There were smutty stories, we're not repeating
Not involving
them.
myself, obviously.
No,
but,
of course not.
As you know,
So moving
I'm just
swiftly on,
making it up.
how did young Arthur Darvill get into the mad old world of show business?
Well, Scott. Still inside the Actors Studios. My mum is a puppeteer, was a puppeteer, and my dad is a musician. And so my dad used to play for a band, he used to play for loads of music, keyboard player. And so I grew up in a very musical, theatre-y household. But Dad was always on tour when I was young, and at that point he was playing with a band called the Fine Young Cannibals, playing. He's amazing. We call him Fingers Darvill because he's got these fast fingers and he plays the organ.
That's an innuendo right
my
there.
dad.
There we go. Fingers Darvill
Fingers
plays
Darvill.
the organ.
But yeah, he's amazing. Fingers Darvill was amazing. But he was always away, and my mum was on tour with a puppet company called the Cannonball Puppet Company, which is run by this amazing man called John Blundell, who we are still in touch with. He made some of the puppets for Thunderbirds. He's incredible. He's like a master puppeteer, and he now lives in Glasgow in Scotland, and has this puppet museum. He's a genius. So my mum worked with him for years doing these amazing puppet shows and would go on tour all over the UK. And when I was born, she carried on going on tour, so I just went with her, and which was amazing. So for the first kind of 5 years of my life, I think we lived in a tent for around 6 months, because we were kind of touring around all over the place, and I grew up in a dressing room with puppets for friends. Bizarre. So I'd always been around kind of performance and stuff, but in a kind of slightly offbeat way. And we went to the theatre a lot. And I come from Birmingham, as do you, and we'd always go. Stratford's quite nearby, so we used to go to the RSC a lot and watch a lot of Shakespeare. I just fell in love with it, and I always did it. And I joined a youth theatre when I was 8. On it, which met every Sunday, called Stage 2 Youth Theatre. And quite a lot of actors from Birmingham joined that. It was at the same place that the Puppet Theatre was based at, so I knew where it was. I'd been there before. And we met every Sunday and did shows and stuff. So I was in that group until I was like 18, 19. And then decided to go to drama school. Yeah.
And then what was your sort of first professional experience? Because it sounds like you started very young. Did you get jobs at an early age?
Yeah, I did because my mum had like an agent and stuff, and she'd done bits of acting as well. She was in a TV show with Brookside for a while, and then after that people from England who are from England have no idea what this is, but my mum was a puppet character on a TV show called Playdays, and she was this puppet called the Y-Bird. So yeah, one person. But if you were like my age growing up in England, that was quite a big, well, a bit younger than me, it was quite a big deal. So I used to go down to London and see Mum film with a hand up a puppet, the backside of a bird for ages. And she had an agent and stuff, so I used to do I did an advert for Birmingham International Airport when I was 8. It's good. And I used to kind of I did like a Banana Man video about healthy eating. I don't know if that still exists.
It's what YouTube was made for. I bet you someone would have Googled it by
Yeah.
the time we finished this panel.
But then I was so desperate to start working when I was a kid, and I wasn't really doing that well at school. I had some great teachers at school, a great drama teacher called Mike Perry, who was brilliant. And then I auditioned to do some TV presenting, because a friend of mine worked for the company that did it, and I got the job, which was really odd. So for about a year and a half, when I was 17, I did some presenting on children's TV, which I was terrible at, and I was awful. And I had to interview people, but I just wasn't very good. But they kept me on for a while. But I had to interview like Victoria Beckham and thing. I just got nervous and asked crap questions.
I know how you feel.
Yeah. You've watched those interviews. Are you modelling this interview on?
Oh yeah. No, I'm modelling this on Sooty.
Oh right, on Sooty, yeah.
Which
There's
is
another
on
kids
YouTube.
TV show which I probably won't know either, called Sooty, which is a glove puppet of a bear who can't speak, right? Yeah. And I was on an episode of that, which is a really embarrassing. It's awful. I did some really awful, embarrassing jobs when I was about 17, and then left that. Yeah, it was one of those. It was an odd thing to do. I was kind of slightly embarrassed of it while I was doing it. And then people go, "Oh, you're that guy," and I'm like, "Yeah." Oh God, I hate this. And I thought it would help me with acting. I don't know, but it just didn't. It was kind of an odd decision. So I left that and started a band and we set up a theatre company with my mate, who's still my best mate, one of my best mates, called Richard Atwill. And he's a really good actor, and we set up a theatre company in Birmingham. And did like Pinter plays and did a play called Mojo, which is on the West End. Yeah, West End! Marking down what you guys whoop at. West End.
Name other places in
Weird.
London and see what happens. Notting Hill.
Notting Hill. Yeah, so we did that, and then I went to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. Yeah, Edinburgh. You Americans are brilliant. You clap for things. I'm enthusiastic enough about stuff. You just clap. So Edinburgh. So I went there and I watched a play called Someone Who Watch Over Me, which is a really good, really great play. And I watched it. And it was just like a student production, but they were amazing. They were really amazing actors. And I watched them and just went, I don't know how to do that. I need to go and train. So a bunch of us, me and my mate Rick and my friend Kian and another friend of mine called Matt, we all auditioned for drama schools and all got in that year, but to all different drama schools in London, and all moved down and lived in a house together and had 3 really good years of training, which was great.
Fantastic. And then when you came out of drama school,
Yeah.
how easy did you find it to make the transition to, professional work? Did you?
I wasn't interested in doing like TV and film stuff. I was like so into doing plays and I didn't really think about it. And also dramas, where I went to Radler, and they don't really train you for television. They're still quite old-fashioned in their training, which is what I needed. And so you do a lot of Shakespeare, you do a lot of classical theatre. It's all about voice and movement and all of that. So I really wasn't prepared for any TV work at all. And the first TV job I got was was this thing called He Kills Coppers, which I was in one scene on, and I played a policeman who got shot in the face. I had 2 lines, and I got shot in the face, and I was so nervous. I found it just terrifying. I was like, I'm never doing that. I'm never going to do any TV. But I was really lucky when I came out of drama school. I got a job before I left, so I left before the end. And my first job was playing Timothy McVeigh, the Oklahoma bomber, in a play, a 2-hander. Yeah, no, don't freak. But yeah, playing it like in a 2-hander, which was like an imagined meeting between him and Gore Vidal. Because him and Gore Vidal actually wrote letters to each other. And it was like an imagined meeting by an American writer called Edmund White, who wrote this play called Terre Haute. It was my first experience of professional theatre.
And what do you prefer? Do you prefer TV or stage or?
I like to kind of mix it up now as much as possible. If I can do it, like I've done a lot of theatre recently, and I'm starting some more. So I'm looking forward to getting back and doing some it's whatever one I'm not doing is the one I prefer.
Did you say you're about to do more?
Yeah, I don't know if
Are
I'm
you
allowed to talk.
Okay. Oh, cool.
I know. No, I'm not. Especially ask him privately.
We'll do the smutty stories, won't tell us about theatre.
No.
Rubbish.
I'm not allowed. Yeah. That was the fun thing about doing Doctor Who as well. Was when we were promoting it, we weren't allowed to talk about it. So we all became really, really good at just making stuff up and talking about nothing for as long as possible in an interview. But me and Karen did an interview. There's a morning TV show in England called BBC Breakfast. It looks like a news programme, but it's not. It's kind of so they get people like me on to talk about upcoming projects, and the interviewers don't really do their research, and they don't really know who you are. But they're great.
Like me, really.
So, and it's it's that fast. It's like I don't know. There's probably equivalent to it. It's like a breakfast morning television news program. And me and Karen went on one day, and it's really early in the morning, and I can't remember which episode. It was quite a crucial episode, and we went to do this interview, and got in there, and we were just evading questions, but in a way that was we'd been used to doing. It was quite fun, and twice we said, "Oh, well, I don't think we can really talk about that." And then they just went, "Oh, well, you can't really talk about anything, or we may as well finish it here." But after we were there for like 2 questions, and both of us just sat there going, "Oh, thanks." With our publicist just going, "Oh, yeah."
So when you started talking about Doctor Who now, so we might as well go back to the beginning.
Yeah.
Obviously, when you first